If you're in real estate, you know that moment. The client hesitates, they object, and it feels like you've just hit a wall. But what if I told you those objections aren't walls at all? What if every single doubt is actually a secret path to closing the deal? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how to turn those doubts into done deals.
Let's be real for a second. We've all been there. You get that sinking feeling in your stomach when a client starts raising concerns. It's a totally natural reaction. But here's the thing. The agents who are absolutely crushing it have learned to see this exact moment not as a threat, but as a golden opportunity.
You know the words, it's a bit too expensive, or the location's just not right. And your heart just sinks, right? You can almost feel the deal slipping through your fingers. But what's really going on behind those words, I promise you, it's usually not what you think.
Okay, this right here, this is the single most important mindset shift you can possibly make. An objection is not a no. It's not a rejection. It's an invitation. It means the client is engaged, they're thinking seriously, and they're basically asking you for help to solve a problem. It's your cue to be the expert.
So how do we actually do this? How do we make this more than just a nice idea? Well, this isn't some clever sales tactic I made up. We're going to ground our entire approach in an official professional standard, the EC 111.02, which is a key framework for real estate advisory.
The strategy we're about to dive into comes straight from the EC 110.02 competency standard. Think of it like the official playbook that defines what excellence looks like for professional real estate advisors in the Mexican market. This is literally what separates the pros from the amateurs.
And just so you know, this standard has some serious weight behind it. These principles are backed by Conocer and the Business Certification Institute of Mexico. So what does that mean for you? It means what you're learning here isn't just some nice theory. It's the certified professional grade expectation.
Okay, so if an objection isn't a no, then what on earth is it? To handle any objection like a pro, you first have to get to the true cause, what's really happening under the surface. And this, my friends, is the big aha moment.
I mean, really think about it for a second. When a client says the price is too high or the kitchen is too small, what are they actually telling you? It's rarely just about the price or the kitchen. It's almost always about something deeper.
And boom, here it is. This one sentence, pulled straight from the professional standard, changes the entire game. Every objection is related to meeting a buyer's or renter's unmet need. It's like they're shooting up a signal flare. They are literally telling you what problem you need to solve to get the deal done.
Okay, so understanding the why behind an objection is huge, but knowing what to do about it, that's what actually closes deals. So let's get into the practical strategy. The standard boils it all down into 3 simple but super powerful golden rules.
All right, here they are. Rule number 1, believe every single objection has a solution. This mindset just opens your mind up to finding creative answers. Rule 2, see it as an unmet need. So when they say it's too expensive, that's an unmet need for value. Your job is to show them the long-term appreciation, the incredible finishes, the things that make it worth it. And rule 3, handle it with empathy. If they say it's too far from my work, their unmet need is time. Don't argue with them, advise them. Talk about other routes or future transit projects. Your job isn't to win an argument, it's to build a bridge to a solution.
You see how all 3 of these rules point to one massive shift in how you see your job? You are not a salesperson defending a property. You are an advisor, a guide, helping your client make the right decision for them.
And honestly, this slide says it all. This is the difference between an amateur and a real pro. The amateur gets defensive and argues. The pro leans in, seeks to understand, provides solutions, and builds trust. The bottom line is this: you and your client are supposed to be on the same team. And you have to remember, according to that official standard, this approach isn't optional. It is your professional duty to answer every single question, to check in and ask if the property truly meets their needs, and to always respond with a helpful and cordial attitude. That's the benchmark.
Okay, so let's tie all of this together. When you make that switch from seeing objections as annoying obstacles to seeing them as chances to advise, something really fundamental changes in your relationship with the client. Because at the end of the day, this whole process, it all boils down to one word: trust. Every objection you handle with care, every solution you offer, it proves your value. It shows you're on their side. And it's that trust that gives a client the confidence they need to finally say yes.
So from now on, when you hear that objection, I want you to challenge yourself. Don't just hear the no. Listen for the question behind the statement.
Hear that unmet need. See the opportunity to build trust. Because you're always going to face objections. The real question is, how are you going to use them to close the deal?